All right, guys, I'm back with video number 2, talking about kind of my neck, upper back, and kind of shoulder stuff that we can do. Video 1, we talked about some mobility for the upper back, mobility for the neck segments to try to get us into a better paddling position, taking stress off our neck, being able to look. Now we're going to talk about paddling to try to utilize that and a couple little tips and tricks. And then a little exercise to kind of activate through that upper back area, so now that upper back actually does work for you. All right, so here's the problem. For a lot of people, this is where surfing can be tough on the neck and the shoulders, and this is where we see people, is that upper back has been kind of stiffened and rounded like this from years of whatever. And so when we paddle, the neck is the only thing that does this. And then if the upper back doesn't move, it just beats up the shoulders as we paddle. Excuse me for not having a board and water for this. But if we can really get that upper back to extend, then my neck has to do a little bit less. And if those shoulder blades are moving, then I'm more easily feeling like I can kind of move through here. But also what we see is a lot of people with some back issues because they're just trying to lift themselves up with their back. And correct me if I'm wrong, how many of you guys have had hamstring cramps while you're paddling? It's because you're not using your butt. So we're here and we're like squeezing those hamstrings, trying to lift up our back from way back down there. So what I want is if we're laying down, you guys can all try this, and you can either have your hands down here to start, but just try to kind of like lift up and kind of see how things feel. And at first it might feel fine, and you might feel like you can actually extend up through here a little bit, which is great. But what I want to do is come back down. I want you to squeeze your butt nice and tight. And then can you kind of pull your shoulder blades back? Can you just bring your nose forward and just off the ground? Then can you try to lift up so that your ribs are still on the ground, so is your belly, so I'm not super arching, but that upper rib and thoracic spine lifts up and it's not taking any pressure on my neck just yet. If that's okay, and I should still have my butt squeezed, can I then bring my hands up to here? Can I bring them out? Can I bring one over? Pause there. Can I still breathe? Can I bring another one? And can I bring them both? So this is the hard one. And what most of you will probably find is your butt turns off and you probably hold your breath because it's too hard. Or you're like, oh, I just can't hold because we don't have enough endurance to stay up here. And if you don't have that endurance, the paddle back out, it's all endurance, right? It takes a little while to get out there. It's the paddling for a wave that's really hard. Everyone, boom, boom, boom. That's really easy. You only have to be in that position for a few seconds. So I really want you guys to think, can I get that mobility? And then can I get those muscles to turn on? And can I cycle my arms and make this harder on my stability? Also, if I squeeze my butt, I'm taking pressure off my back. I'm kind of anchoring my pelvis. I'm supporting that system all the way up the chain. So try those at home and see how hard it is. And if it makes you sweat, it means you got to work on it.